What if I told you that every time someone buys something online, they go through the exact same physical, mental process? And once you understand that process, selling becomes less about convincing people and more about genuinely helping them to make a decision they already want to make. Today, we are breaking down the real psychology behind why people buy online, and I promise by the end of this, you will never look at a product page, a checkout button, or even your own buying habits the same way again. Let me start with something that might surprise you. People don't buy products. They buy feelings. They buy outcomes. They buy a version of themselves that is slightly better, slightly more capable, slightly more at peace than they are right now. The product is just the vehicle. And when you internalize that as someone who sells anything, whether it is a course, a service, a physical product, or an idea, you stop trying to push things onto people and start focus on helping them see what is already possible for them. That shift changes everything. So what actually triggers a purchase? Let's start at the very beginning of the buying journey, which almost always starts not with your product, but with a feeling of tension. Psychologists sometimes call this a problem state. Something in a person's life is not quite right. Maybe they're frustrated, overwhelmed, stuck, embarrassed, or just quietly aware that things could be better. That internal discomfort is actually the spark that starts every single purchase journey. Your job as an ethical seller is not to create that discomfort or amplify it manipulatively. Your job is to recognize it, name it accurately, and then show someone a genuine path forward. Here is where a lot of marketers go wrong. They either ignore the problem entirely and just talk about features, or they pour fuel on the problem and make people feel worse to pressure them into buying. Neither of those approaches serves the customer. The sweet spot is empathy plus clarity. When someone reads your content or lands on your page and thinks, yes, this person actually gets what I'm going through, that is the moment trust begins to form. And trust, by the way, is the single most important currency in online selling. In a physical store, trust is built through eye contact, tone of voice, and body language. Online, you have none of that. Everything has to do the work instead. Your words, your design, your social proof, your transparency, all of it is communicating something to the person on the other side of the screen. They are asking themselves, consciously or not, can I trust this? Is this real? Does this person actually care about me? Or are they just trying to take my money? Every element of your online presence answers those questions one way or another. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful and most misunderstood concepts in buying psychology, which is the role of emotion versus logic. For a long time, marketers treated these as opposites. You either appeal to emotion or you appeal to logic. But neuroscience has shown us something far more interesting. Emotion comes first and logic comes second. People make emotional decisions and then use logic to justify those decisions after the fact. The excitement of imagining themselves with the outcome, the relief of thinking their problem might finally be solved, the curiosity of wondering what could change, that happens first. The checking of reviews, comparing prices, reading the fine print, that comes after. So what does this mean for ethical selling? It means you need to help people genuinely feel the possibility of their desired outcome before you give them all of the logical reasons to trust it. And notice I said genuinely, not manufactured excitement, not fake urgency, not artificial scarcity designed to panic people into buying. Real emotional resonance comes from real storytelling, from honest testimonials, from clearly articulating the transformation someone has already experienced. When the motion is authentic, the logic that follows it will feel like confirmation rather than coercion. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine someone is selling an online fitness program. A manipulative approach might show before and after photos with extreme results and then add a countdown timer that disappears every time you refresh, suggesting that the offer is running out when it never actually does. That might get a few short-term sales, but it destroys trust and it increases refunds. And it builds a reputation that eventually collapses the business. An ethical approach shows honest, realistic transformations, tells the story of someone whose life genuinely shifted, and explains clearly what the program does and does not do. The customer who buys that version is more committed, gets better results, and tells their friends. That is sustainable selling. Another huge factor in why people buy online is identity. We all have a story about who we are and who we are becoming. Purchases are often a way of acting out that story. When someone buys a premium notebook, they are not just buying something to write in. They are buying into an identity as someone who takes their ideas seriously. When someone buys a particular kind of running shoe, they are partially buying the identity of being a runner or someone who prioritizes their health. This is not shallow or manipulative to acknowledge. It is deeply human. People want to close the gap between who they are today and who they want to be. When your product authentically bridges that gap, you are genuinely helping someone to move towards their best self. And by the way, this is why niching down is so powerful. When your product or service speaks directly to a specific type of person with a specific aspiration, that person feels seen. They feel understood. And feeling understood is one of the most powerful emotional experiences a human being can have. Generic marketing makes no one feel that way. Specific, honest, resonant communication does. Now let's talk about friction, because friction is one of the silent killers of online sales, and most people don't even realize it. Friction is anything that creates hesitation or confusion in the buying process. A website that takes forever to load, a checkout process with too many steps, unclear pricing, vague descriptions that leave someone unsure of what they are actually getting, all of these create friction. And every second of friction gives a person's doubt time to grow. By removing friction, you are not manipulating someone. You are respecting their time and making it easy for them to do something they already want to do. Clarity is one of the most generous things you can offer a potential customer. What exactly will I receive? What does success look like? What happens after I buy? How do I get help if I need it? When you answer these questions before someone even has to ask them, you signal competence and care simultaneously. So let's talk about social proof, which is one of the most well-documented drivers of buying behavior. Humans are wired to look at what others have done when they are uncertain about their own decisions. This goes back thousands of years to survival instincts. If others chose this path and survived, it is probably safe. Online, that ancient wiring shows up as reviews, testimonials, case studies, and user numbers. But here's the ethical distinction that matters enormously. Authentic social proof works because it's true. But fake reviews, paid testimonials presented as genuine, inflated user counts, all of these are forms of deception that betray the very trust you are trying to build. Real stories from real customers, even imperfect ones, carry far more weight than polished fabrications. There is also the concept of perceived value, which is simply the gap between what something costs and what someone believes they will gain from it. When perceived value is high, price resistance is low. And perceived value is not built by inflating prices artificially or using fake discounts. It is built by communicating outcomes clearly, by demonstrating expertise, by showing the care and craft that goes into what you offer. When someone genuinely believes that what they are about to receive is worth more to them than what they are paying, the decision to buy is easy. One last concept that I want to leave you with is the idea of commitment in the post-purchase experience. The moment someone buys is not the end of the sale. It is actually the beginning of the relationship. How someone feels after they buy determines whether they feel proud of their decision or regret it, whether they tell others or quietly ask for a refund, whether they come back or disappear. Honoring the expectations you set during the sale, delivering on your promises, showing genuine care for the outcome of your customer, that is what turns a transaction into a relationship. And relationships are what build businesses that last. So here is the takeaway. Great selling is great service. Understanding what makes people buy is not about finding new ways to manipulate. It is about becoming so genuinely helpful, so clearly trustworthy, and so deeply aligned with what your customer actually needs that saying yes becomes the most natural thing in the world. When you get that right, everybody wins. And that, at the end of the day, is what ethical sales psychology is actually all about.